Michaela Kate here, and I wanted to talk to you quickly on the leadership of Nelson Mandela. Now, I recently heard this story about Nelson Mandela and his leadership, and it just kind of grabbed me, and I thought it was so significant for leaders everywhere, whether you lead an organization, a church, or your family. I just think it's such a powerful story, and the story goes like this. Someone recently asked his son, what did you feel like were some of the significant leadership lessons that you just saw in the lifestyle of your dad? And his son said, two things I noticed. He said the first was whenever he led a bunch of the tribal leaders within his region. And he said whenever he gathered those tribal leaders for those regular meetings, they always sat in a circle. So if anyone were walking in, they probably wouldn't know who's in charge. But it was just that idea that everybody sat in a circle and there was kind of significance of everybody in the group. There wasn't this, hey, I'm Nelson Mandela, I'm in charge kind of feel. And second, his son said, I also noticed that every time the tribal meetings would start, he was always the last to speak. And so even when people were sharing their opinions, he wouldn't sit back and kind of nod in agreement or disagreement, but he'd actually just sit back and listen and be the last to speak. So I thought that was just a powerful story and just significant for us as leaders. And three quick things I just want to grab from it. And the first is humility. There is such humility in him having it be in a circle and being the last to speak. And there's things I'm sure through that he communicated, hey, I don't have it all figured out. Hey, I need your guys' help. I need your guys' opinion. And I think it's partly why a lot of us have a little grudge against Donald Trump is because, man, if he just show a little bit of humility from time to time, he kind of soften up a bit and be a little more likable, although I don't think it's happening anytime soon. But there's such a lack of, I think, humility so much in our leaders these days of trying to have it all figured out or think they have it all together, when in fact, humility is actually a trait that people are drawn to, and people really want to follow people that lead out in humility. And so the second and the obvious one is that he listened. And in a time when leaders are trying to get their message out, trying to get their vision out, so often they miss just listening to the people that are actually on the front lines of life, of ministry, of the organization. And it's those inputs and opinions that are really important to listen to. And kind of with that, lastly, is what you're doing when you're listening, when people are heard, when people are seen, when people get that opportunity to really weigh in. What you're doing is creating buy-in. And what that's doing is building a foundation of trust. And every great leader wants to build a foundation where their people trust each other. They trust the leader, and the leader can trust them. And so when you allow your people to really weigh in, they can buy in. And buy-in creates ownership. And every leader wants ownership for his people to really feel like, hey, this isn't just about me, the leader, and my vision and my goals, but we're actually in it together. And so those are three just quick things you can grab from the life of Nelson Mandela and that story. And hopefully three things that you can kind of take away and think about for whatever small or big situation you're leading or you're finding yourself in, is just to figure out, how can I create that culture of trust? And what are ways that I can say and do that communicate that, hey, I need you guys, I need your opinions, we're in this together, so that we're all really owning the vision, the goal together. So thanks for listening, and see you soon.